during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, there was the serial harassment of a senior lady Congress leader, and now she will tell you herself what happened. Tell me about the day when, tell our viewers about the day when you were locked up, the night when you were locked up in the room by 3 men. So, and these are the ghastly stories that none of the YouTubers covering the Bharat Jodo Yatra will share. Yes, please, go on.
So this happened during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and I raised this with Sachin Pilot ji, with Rahul Gandhi ji's team, with Jairam Ramesh ji, who was continuously at the Yatra, and I raised this with the State President Deepak Banerjee, and everyone just ignored it. So eventually, after a couple of days when no action was taken, and my first thing was that the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra should not be a failure, and we should look at the larger picture and work on that, and maybe we can sort this out later, because I managed to handle it. I kept my door locked. That nothing happened. Then I went back to Delhi, and I came back after a month or so, after I went to the Ram Mandir. And after that, 6 or 7 days after that I went to the Ram Mandir, I came back to Raipur, and I was working for the past 1 month, and I had been continuously picking up this issue that the state media chairman is working against the party. You know, it's very strange that people are, when we are fighting an election, and it's a very, you have to see the person that you're fighting the election against. Modi ji is huge, and fighting against him and going against, and that man Sushil Anand Shukla was going against the party, ensuring that the party didn't get media coverage, and I continuously picked that up. So one day I went to his room to inform him about Pawanji's visit, and it was around 6 in the evening, and I spoke to him and I said, this is the schedule, and he started screaming and shouting at me. And he said that he's going to resign the next day when Pawanji is here. Why? Because I coordinated with some media houses that for Pawanji for a cup of tea to just have a conversation. And then he started screaming, and he hurled such abuses. And I've been in student politics. I started politics at the age of 17, and at college it's a time when I think youngsters know the maximum number of abuses, but I have never heard those kind of abuses in my entire life. They were horrible, and I'm standing there, he's sitting on the table and he's abusing me. He has his finger out like that and continuously abusing me. And then when I told him that, you know, I'm your in charge, I'm a woman, you should not be abusing me, it's not like that. And he again started abusing me, and he started telling me to get out of the Congress office, and in Hindi, "Bahar nikal," and you know, all that. You could have to see his face. It was like a demon, actually. So I screamed and I asked for the staff that was sitting outside, please go call the General Secretary organization to come and help and interfere. But no one got up. When I asked for help, that man just made a signal, and there were 2 other men sitting in that room. They went to the door and locked the door from inside. So I was there, and there were 3 men in the room, and the door was locked from inside. For about a minute and a half, the door was locked. And that is when, I don't remember which of the 2 men locked the door from inside. But that 1.5 minutes was probably the longest minute of my life till now. I have never experienced anything like that. For us, the Congress office is a sacred place. It's equivalent to a temple. That is, like your studio is your temple. The Congress office is our temple. We leave our house, our family, stay there for months on our own expense. For what? Basic respect. And then just because, you know, I can't even put it in words, that experience. And I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. After about, I don't know how long that, I think that was the longest minute of my life. I picked up my phone and I had the recording on, and I told him, you're live on Facebook. That is when they backed off a little, but those 2 men continued to guard the door. And I had to literally push them because they were a little scared, thinking that everything is live and my camera was on. And I pushed them, I opened the door, I ran screaming. My BPM was on 154. And I thought I would faint or fall. I don't know how I reached down. I think that period from the first floor to the time I reached the General Secretary's office, I go blank. How I reached, I don't know. And I was crying over there, and someone made a video which went viral online. And I called up every leader, from Sachin Pilot ji to Jairam ji, to Bhupesh Baghel ji, to Pawan Khera ji, and it's been 7 days today, Arnab. No action, no show cause notice.
Did you pick it up with Priyanka, Rahul? Sonia?
Yes, I wrote to Rahul Gandhi ji, to Priyanka Gandhi ji. Rahul Gandhi ji's PA wrote back to me and said that I should pick it up with Jairam ji, and I had already picked it up with Jairam ji. So when I messaged Jairam ji at 1:54, 1:30 at night, he read the message at about 7 a.m. and he called me around 12 or 1 because I had already started tweeting. And the call only came because I had picked it up on social media. and he called me, and I missed the call because I was at the doctor. I had to go to the doctor again and again. And I called him back after 20 minutes, he didn't take my call. Then no calls from him again. Then I tweeted again when Priyanka Gandhi ji came to Chhattisgarh. I tweeted because I had messaged her office, I had messaged Sandeep saying no response. So since I was one of the 200 odd people she followed on Twitter, so I put it out on Twitter requesting her that since she's coming to Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram's Nanihal and she talks about Ladki Hu Lad Sakti Hu and her own Bhupesh Baghel is shilling that man, she should at least talk about Nyay. There was no response.
What link does all this have to your going to the Ram temple? Let's pick it up there, because you said this entire issue, the way you've been treated in the Congress and now you've quit the Congress, is because you said you were a proud Hindu and you were not hesitant about it. You didn't
See,
pull
the
back.
party refused to talk to me, engage with me because they were upset with me on this issue. They were continuously upset that I was going to, and this just happened 20 days, I went to the Ram Mandir just 20-25 days before this whole incident happened. And they were continuously pulling me up, and I used to keep saying, and they said, no, you know, for everything, just check. If you check out my entire record, for 1 month, I was kept off debates immediately after I went to the Ram Mandir.
Yes.
And the only time they did send me out aggressively was when Gaurav Vallabhji and Rohan Gupta ji went and left the party. And I was told that since you have been to the Ram Mandir, you will go and counter them aggressively, saying that कि देखो मैं तो राम मंदिर होके आई और मुझे किसी ने नहीं रोका, and I had to do that, for which now the Congress party is again trolling me, God help them. But I was asked that at that time I was an asset to them, otherwise I was literally like they say na achut, because मैं राम मंदिर, and continuously I was told, you know, कि बस करो अब और हिंदू नहीं, and which is why otherwise there is no other problem in the party that I had. They could not pull me up because of my work.
You're saying that being a Hindu, you don't have career progression in the Congress?
Absolutely not. You know, there's no career progress, and if you tell people that you're a Hindu, tab to bilkul hi nahi. Unless or if you pretend that you do not follow your religion, or you're not a very cutter Hindu, or even if you don't go to the temple, then yes, you are the best. But the day you start going to the temple or you pray to Lord Ram ji se to khas दुश्मनी है. मतलब राम जी का नाम लेके लाल हो जाते हैं.
किसकी दुश्मनी?
राहुल गांधी जी की, प्रियंका गांधी जी की, जयराम रमेश जी की. That is why that letter came out, right? It had to have the approval of Rahul Gandhi ji and Priyanka Gandhi ji. Mallikarjun Kharge ji is just a mere puppet. He does
but
what
they
Rahul
go to
ji
mandirs,
says.
they do all the temple hopping.
They have the temple run during elections. How can otherwise, Arnab, tell me, how can a person who's a Shiv Bhakt ignore Lord Ram? शिव जी ने खुद राम जी की पूजा करी थी जब उनसे मिले थे, और दोनों ने एक दूसरे की पूजा करी थी. Anyone who is a Shiv Bhakt will always pray to Ram ji. And anyone who is a Ram Bhakt will always pray to Shiv ji.
Now, there are many reasons why people have quit the Congress party recently, but I must say yours is the most remarkable. I've set up a debate